I know it feels like everybody's losing, but there's one guy that is winning, and that is Trump. Why is he winning? Oil is coming down, the US dollar is coming down, and now interest prediction is going down as well. 5 rate cuts instead of 2. This will lead to more liquidity in the system, lower interest rates, growth in the tech sector, and everything happens that Trump wanted. 85 billion. This is how much Trump is saving. And no, not the way you think. It's not in his private pocket. But I want to make a bit of a different video today. I don't want to show you much charts or too much data, but I want to explain to you what happened here right now. So Donald Trump said he wants the interest rates lower because he has to refinance 300 billion euros this year. And what happened now is through the crash. And what happened now is through the crash. 2 weeks ago, the estimation of rate cuts was at 2 rate cuts. Now, the estimation of rate cuts is at 5 rate cuts, which means that the terminal rate for the end of the year is going to be 1% less than where we've been. This means that the US pays 85 billion euro per year, 85 per year less, just to serve the interest rates that they have to pay. So you have to understand the connection of this. 85 billion that you have a feeling for this number is the amount of money that the US is spending on the educational system every year. So let that sink in. This crash saved so much money like the US is spending for the educational system per year. The second part is Trump owns himself a fortune of about 3 billion US dollars. Most of it is in real estate, commercial real estate. To refinance the debt he has on the commercial real estate, he needs lower rates. So he wants the rates to go down. Second case where he wants the rates to go down. And then there's another one. And that is, have you heard Silicon Valley is dead? Probably. Everybody was talking about it. Why is that? Why is that? If you think 3-4 years back, I have a friend who works in VC investing, and he's investing in startups, and he told me like, yeah, it's dead. Before, when I met him like 5-6 years ago, they were investing over and over again in new companies. Now there's not much happening. Why is that? Because the startups are suffering. If you have a value company that produces goods and is established for a long time of period and is creating wealth and earning money, and you're as big as Coca-Cola, for example, you don't need low interest rates because you have enough capital to work with. But if you are a small company, a startup, a tech company that is just about to start, or that is just about to grow, you want to beat competition. And to beat competition, you need growth. If you want to have growth, the only way to have growth is by lending money to finance the growth of the company. But if the interest rate is too high, you cannot afford lending this money. So that is number 3, where Trump says, okay, we going to a digital age. We are in the digital age. If we don't want to lose traction, and if we want to lead this market, which is the plan of the US, we need to have low interest rates, because otherwise all these startups, all these new tech companies cannot finance the growth. How do we win worldwide and be the tech winner, the winner in the branch of tech and crypto in the world? So that's another reason why he wants the interest rates to go down. So there's so many reasons why he wants the interest rates to go down, which have a completely different effect in the long term than they have right now, because you can see the Nasdaq is just plummeting, like it's just free falling down, which are the tech companies. But that's the first step. When then the interest rates get lowered and QT stops, those are the stocks that go up the most: crypto, risk assets, small companies. And half the team of Trump that he is working with are VC investors. They invest in this company. So all this is just happening because they want the interest rates to go down, to then, in the mid to long run, boost the economy and to make sure that the economy recovers to the midterm elections, because then the next election is going to be super easy to win. If you just take it easy now, and then you crash the market in 2 years, he's going to lose the election, or whoever comes after him. But if he actually makes the pain now, and then in 2 years the economy is going up, it means for him that towards the next election they have a positive picture because everybody forgot about today. It's like the pandemic crash. Now you look back and you're like, oh yeah, there was this dip. In that moment where it happened, everybody was freaking out. It was panic all over. So I want you to understand what is the motivation behind what's happening. And I know the pain and collateral is big. And I know it feels horrible to see your stocks, your investments, your crypto going down like 40, 50%. But what if this leads to a much bigger bull run? And this is what I think right now, because liquidity is rising, Bitcoin is lagging. Now we have the crash. It leads the US to save money. It gets the interest rates lower. And probably we go into recession territory. And this leads to lower inflation as well. So they can lower the interest rates without the risk of inflation. But we have to make the collateral damage before. And I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm not saying like it's good what he does or it's good what Elon Musk does. I get a lot of messages of like, how can you say this is good? I'm not saying this is good. I'm just saying if we look at the facts, this is what is happening, in my opinion. And I'm not even saying it's good or bad. Like I think the whole tariff situation is stupid. I don't think it makes any sense to work like that. I think we should all get closer together and not work against each other. That's my opinion. And in my opinion, we should have a completely different political system, which is much, much less centralized. Because in my opinion, when you have centralized entities, everybody is so open for corruption or lobbyism, how it's called today. So final thoughts to close this up. I think this is what's happening in the market. And if you don't believe me, check the numbers and make some research, because when market crashes like this happen, I always look, okay, what is the reason for it? When there was a pandemic, I was like, I have no idea how to deal with this. But in this case, it's quite obvious to me. And it's quite obvious that we have the liquidity possibility, which can lead to recovery of the markets. So if you found any value in this video, please like and subscribe, and see you on the next one. Ciao.